Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Prophecy of Pendor, the Majestic. Oh yes. So, let us now head into Yavos, because last time we looted a couple of villages, and we were actually very lucky indeed to make off with most of the loot. If we hadn't, then I think we would have been in for a very painful time. We were able to get out of that very sticky situation, and we were now able to return back to Yavos. So let us sell as much as we can. Oh yes, I must just mention that I have not actually picked up these Snake Cult Rituals books before. Maybe in a previous version, but a later version than what I had played, because I played one of the earliest versions of Prophecy of Pendor, at least as far as I'm aware, so maybe you played a different version, commenter, whoever you were. But whatever the case, let us now sell a couple of pieces of loot. And I think we're going to take that honey, thank you very much. So there we go. Fantastic. Okay, so the horse merchant is completely bankrupt. So we are just going to be selling instead to the weapon merchant. Maybe we can find a thrown weapon now. We can find some thrown weapons, but they are not as good as what we currently have. Of course, we still want to find those amazing thrown weapons that are exceptionally good against shields. And I do know that you can get throwing axes that are apparently good against shields, but as you can see, we currently do not have access to any of those. So in actual fact, we are just going to be selling these furs here, and the iron, of course, as well as the linen, the wool cloth, and wow, we're making huge bank right now, huge bank. So let's see, anything in the armor merchant? Well, he doesn't really have too much, does he? Yes, he is going to be bankrupt very, very quickly indeed. So let's sell the salt, and I think that will be fine, actually. Wait a minute. There's a little bit of pottery here and a flax bundle. We may as well sell the rest of these. That is all I can do. So, yes, there we go. Okay, so now a development has actually occurred while we were off screen just then. And that is, of course, that as you can see by the faction relations, everyone is now at peace with the Fyrdsvain, so that is a little bit unfortunate, I have to say. And the only thing we can do now, in actual fact, is probably try to increase our renown. As you can see, our renown is 42. It is just pitiful, really. And so what we are going to do is resume traveling, and we will be attempting to find a couple of very, very large parties. Oh, look at that. Wonderful level up there. That is fantastic. So, yes, I think wait a minute, I think someone here has trainer skill. I think Alyssa probably has trainer skill. So, let's get some crossbowmen there. Let's get all crossbowmen. That is going to be, well, remarkable, isn't it? It's going to be able to just devastate any opposing force. Now, what I am somewhat worried about is if we do not remain a mercenary of the Fyrdsvain, and we become a mercenary of someone else, and then they declare war against the Fyrdsvain, then obviously if we were to buy, this is what I'm getting to here, if we were to buy an enterprise at Yavos and various other things such as Valenbray and Windholm, then that would not really lend itself to giving us a lot of profit, of course, because we would be technically at war against them. So, well, the one thing I am definitely not going to do is buy enterprises in Sarleon, because Sarleon is probably the first place I want to attack if I am going to stay as a solo entity in the game, and we are not going to become a vassal. You never know, we may, but right now I am thinking that we'll take a different tact in this particular series, and we're going to try doing it all ourselves right now. And as we can see here, the Jatu tribes have united and formed a mighty army once again. So I suppose all we will have to do is continually move around, and we're actually going to take on those Highwaymen right there. They appear to be running away from Lord Andre. Let's hopefully find them before he does. Let's see how... Oh, we're actually moving one faster than them. That's fantastic. So we will be able to get into combat very, very easily. Thank you. And... oh, it's actually quite nice that we're against a party of at least 20, because obviously before, we are usually against parties of, well, 5. So, yes, it's a good idea to see what we can do here. And also, I do need to take a look at Alyssa's stats as well. I do believe I didn't do that when we recruited her. So let's just try and see what she has. Hopefully she'll have some trainer skill, and we'll see what we can do with that. Now, we are going to be absolutely beset upon by a huge amount of cavalry, as we can see here. But we are dealing some significant damage, but also taking some significant damage to this particular fellow here. We dealt 26 to him. Not too bad, I gotta say. Not great either. So let's get our archers behind the infantry, of course. That's usually what I do. That is our standard maneuver right there. Unfortunately, sometimes it seems as though the default formation for our archers and infantry, respectively, is that the archers stand in front of the infantry. So there is a little bit of a problem there, but we don't really need to worry too much because these guys will no doubt be completely fine in taking these guys out, hopefully. Okay, we're going to need to deal some damage to this guy. Otherwise, trouble abound. Trouble abound. He is dealing significant damage right now. I think we can probably charge these guys in, thank you very much. Let's charge everyone in right now. It appears we are just being absolutely peppered to death by many of their crossbow bolts. So let's see if we can stop that from happening right now. It seems as though everything's going much better now that we have charged in. Thank you very much. Goodness me. A little bit slow on the draw there, but it's been a while. So let's see if we can... Yes, there we go. Bash him over the head with a very spiky object. That sounds like a plan. So, we can now head on to Renown. 2 Renown is not bad. Not bad, yes. It's pretty bad, but I gotta say... You gotta start somewhere, I suppose. And now let's just see... Ooh, that is actually a very nice chess piece that we can sell. And a fine arming sword. If we didn't have a Morningstar, I would definitely be using that right now. Let's take a heavy saddle horse. We could definitely use one of those. And I suppose we'll just take the rest as well. Nothing else of note really to comment about, though. So we are just going to be heading onward. And that will be fine, thank you. So let us head on and speak to Alyssa. Usually I say these things, and then we don't actually even talk to the companion. I say, oh yes, we're going to do that after the battle, and then we never do it. So let's do that right now. Oh, she's only level 9. She's actually only level 9, but she has 6 in power throw. That is absolutely fantastic. And as you can probably see, she seems to be the pretty female model. So yes, that's a quick look at a pretty female model, I suppose. And if you can't see, I'm doing air quotes right there, so of course. So yes, Julia doesn't appear to have the pretty female model either, so yes, there's that to consider. And what are we going to be doing now? Well, I suppose we are going to be getting some Deshar Bladesmen. They are fantastic. There's 21 Empire Skirmishers, thank you, and we'll get a couple more Empire Light Infantry as well. Now, I actually neglected to check whether Alyssa had trainer skill. Does she? She has none. Wow, fantastic. Well, there we go. We appear to be doing absolutely everything right now, as you can plainly see. We are doing everything from trade, leadership, first aid, surgery, to looting and spotting, and even a little bit of athletics, of course. So, yes, there is that. Now, let's see here. We did lose 6 units, so what are we going to do about those? Are we going to be recruiting from the Empire once again? As you can see, we have now gained yet another mercenary payment right there. Our wages have skyrocketed since gaining those Deshar Bladesmen, though. I think we actually might want to get a couple more Deshar units. That might be a good idea. So let's head on over to this village here. Maybe we'll come across some larger bandit parties as well. You never know whether they will come in handy, of course. Maybe. Ah, no, that's just a militia patrol there. Nothing really to worry about. And let's go over to Yasin as well, and we'll see if we can get a couple more there too. I really do like the Deshar units because, well, they become Blade Masters in the end, don't they? Ooh! A Jatu Warband, and they have Deshar Dervishes, and Desert Bowmen, and Warriors, and all kinds of wonderful things. I think we are probably going to be running after them. They are running at 5.1, however, and we are riding at 5.2. Oh my. This is not good for them. We have 38 prisoners to be rescued from their party. Well, this is going to be fantastic. Unfortunately, they do have battle riders, lancers, and a warlord. And as we know, they are probably going to absolutely destroy us. So, without further ado, let us head on in, because we like to be destroyed, don't we? So, let's just make... Ah, that's really unfortunate, isn't it? It's really unfortunate how a Deshar vassal decided to encroach upon our amazing find. So, apparently we are just going to be Wait a minute. He has literally no units, this guy. He really thought he would do something like that. And there's a Scorpion Assassin. Yes. Speaking of the most powerful units of the Deshah, very nice. Okay, so we are going to be standing right back here. We are just going to let the vassal head in however he chooses right now. Oh no, he actually does have a rather sizable army right now, doesn't he? No, that's us. Wow. Okay. Well, let's just hope that the Scorpion Assassin is able to do a good job. Okay, so we are definitely going to want our assassins, well, I say assassins, but they are crossbowmen, to stand a little bit closer. And we are definitely going to want our infantry to stand very, very close as well. Because we do not want these guys moving around. Ooh, and it appears as though I am throwing a spear, but not very well, of course. Okay, now my horse is probably going to go down very, very soon. So let's just charge in our infantry right there. Hopefully our crossbowmen will do a good enough job. And as you can see, once we charge them in, the bladesmen did so much damage. It is fantastic. Unfortunately, some of these do have lances and they do have bows, as you can plainly see. Oh yes, losing our horse, isn't that just a common occurrence? Okay, so wait a minute. Let's see if we can do a reasonable job. Oh, maybe I can get this horse. I might be able to... Nope, okay, apparently they are scaring the horse off. Wonderful. Bash him over the head. Yes, there we go. 38 damage. Now please let me get on your horse. Nope. Of course the riding skill is too low. Maybe I can get on this courser though. There we go. That's what we like to see. And that appears to be it. There we go. We actually survived. Amazing. I was not expecting that, actually. Maybe we could try and hunt some more Jatu warbands. If they have a couple of prisoners, it might be worth it. But obviously this guy did help us out. So there is that to take into account, I guess. So, your help was most welcome, stranger. Can I learn your name? My name is Berto the Lesser. There we go. Yes. And thankfully enough, we do get the choice of all of the units, all of the rescued prisoners here. So thankfully enough, we will be able to take these. Now, unfortunately, as you can plainly see, we are now going to have many difficulties with wages. It has just absolutely exploded. And what are we going to do now? Well, we're going to release one of those levy infantry. And what else? Town militiamen, because we definitely want to get these dervishes, thank you, and these warriors as well. And I would like to get these Deshah bowmen and Salian longbowmen, armored footmen. They are all very, very good units, especially the halberdier, of course, and the armored longbowmen. So let's see what we can do. These guys aren't exactly good, but they level up very quickly to mercenary swordsmen, so might be worth it. Pendor recruit, we can get some Ravenstern out of here. Let's just take the Ravenstern out. I feel as though we don't really need to use them, at least right now. And we can take the rest. I think that will be fine. Let's see here. Well, I would like to take the Deshah more. Ooh, okay. What else? What else are we going to do here? Well, I don't know. That's the thing. We could lose some of these, I suppose, for... Let's just lose 3 of those, and we'll take some armored footmen and longbowmen. There we go. We've done some shuffling, and thankfully enough, we do now have a full army. And unfortunately, that has now meant that we are going to be paying through the nose every single week. So, let's see here. Okay. Well, we haven't had a chance to sell, unfortunately, but we have had a chance to acquire one of their lances, which is fantastic. Hopefully we will be able to use this to good effect. Is this actually... Okay, so the cracked Long Night Lance is a little bit better than the Honor Lance, because obviously, as you see here, we have 243 reach with the Jatu Lance, and 258 with the Long Night Lance. But I suppose they are all very good to sell, so we are going to take most of them. And there we have it. Thank you. So... Yes, it appears as though the Empire is now doing battle with the Deshah. I would like to help them out a little bit, but, well, they do have Scorpion Assassins. And, well, I don't really want to get involved right now. At least, right now, anyway. We will maybe get involved in some mercenary activities later on, but right now I would just like to sell in peace. And so, let's see, what are we going to do here? Well, this balanced sword can actually be sold, I feel. Can't it? It's actually better than this fine arming sword, if you can believe it. 102 speed, 95 weapon reach. Yeah, it is actually better, so I guess we'll just sell the fine arming sword, which is remarkable. I really thought that the balanced sword would be worse, but there we have it. Okay, so we can just sell the rest of these here. Really have no need for them. And we'll also not sell the lance, thank you. We are going to keep that, at least one of them. And we'll sell the rest. I might need to keep some of these helmets for potential companions, so I will be keeping some of those. Otherwise, I think we can get going. Yes, I think everything is fine otherwise. Oh, wait. No, that is fine. I thought we had 2 lances there, but actually just 1. Okay, now they do have some balanced throwing daggers here, but I'm hoping that they might have something a little better. So let's just look through their weapons really quick. And it appears as though they don't. No, they seem to favor the bow and the spear a little bit more, of course. So let's see. Do our units... Yes, they do. Yes, they do need some helms. So let's give Alyssa that. Thank you. And we'll level up another Empire crossbowman. And Julia can also use a helm as well. There we have it. Very nice. They actually do have the strength required to be able to use it as well, which is fantastic. So, okay. Well, I think the one place where we really want to go now is Empire territory, because I would like to purchase one last ironworks at Cies. Maybe not an ironworks, maybe a brewery or something along those lines, but, well, I don't know. I think ironworks is probably the safest bet, because everyone needs iron to make weapons, right? Well, I actually have no idea, but we're going to try and see whether that is indeed the case. Wait a minute. There was actually a Red Brotherhood band of units from Ethos here, which I would like to attack. There they are. Are they faster than us? 5.7, 5.2. Never going to catch them. Not unless someone else decides to scare them. And that is not happening anytime soon by the looks of things. Ah. Quite the disappointment, but we are just going to be heading on to Cies in actual fact and purchasing our fantastic ironworks. And it appears as though we do have Agathon Legatus after some snake cult killers there. Not going to be interfering in their affairs right now. And instead we are just going to be heading on. Heading on to Cies. And, oh, maybe being... Oh my! Okay, that was... scary. That was very scary. Wow. Okay, they actually have 2 snake cult armies in the area. Well, that's fantastic, isn't it? That's just great for them. And we have some Shadow Legion Knight Adventurers there. Oh my goodness. Yes, definitely don't want to be running out there blindly, do we? No. Need to be a little bit more careful. Note to self, do not use the speed up unless you really need to, of course. Okay, so we are going to now be talking to the Guild Master, thank you very much. Okay, so a brewery would give us 283 dinars for 5,000. And an ironworks would give us 124 for 3,500. So that's, well, it's half, isn't it? Well, basically half. And what else can we get here? Well, well, definitely a weavery and dyeworks would be amazing. And a tannery would be very good, as you can see here, but it is 12,000. Absolutely insane, but it would give us 500 dinars per week, which is not bad, actually. That is not bad, in actual fact, but it would take a long time to make it back. What about a weavery and dyeworks? That would make us 600 dinars per week and 10,000 dinars, but bear in mind that if, and I say this with a pretty big if, one of our factions that we work for as a mercenary decides, oh, you know what, we're probably going to declare war against the Empire now, then we will be unable to reap the benefits from that particular enterprise. So, in actual fact, I think going for an ironworks is probably the way to go, because it is the cheapest, or one of the cheapest, for the highest gain. And I think that would be a good idea. So, let's see here. Okay, well, yes, that's not going to happen anytime soon. We're not going to be taking that ale to anywhere, thank you very much. We are going to check the tavern, though, because we might be able to find Donovan, and we do have a lot of money now, so we will be able to recruit him without any issues whatsoever. I think we might just head on over to some of the other Empire cities. It seems as though the Empire is being absolutely downtrodden, though, by these guys. Yes, as you can plainly see, look at how many Empire units they have in their prisoner hold, and oh, yes, they are just monstrous, absolutely monstrous, in every possible aspect. So, yes, let's try and avoid them as best we can, and try and avoid the other army as well. Need to be a little bit careful about where we move now, because they are around. Okay, everything seems to be fine. There's some deserters there, and there's the Red Brotherhood, but we are way too slow to catch them, unfortunately. So, yes, we're just going to be checking the taverns mostly now, because we want to try and find an amazing companion. And now Julia says, "Do you smell that fresh air, Captain? This was my home before I left under the circumstances we previously discussed. It's good to be here again, though it brings me bittersweet memories. Somewhere near is the cave I hid in the first month after I left Yavos. Tell me more." It was one of the most frightening times of my life. The snake cult was everywhere back then, currying favor with their foul god in revolting ways. No one was safe. Marius changed all of that, and good for him. He is the only noble, I'd say, that is worth a damn. Still, I don't doubt he has an evil side as well. All nobles keep dark secrets and stain their souls with treachery. Before Julius turned evil, we'd hike here to search the ruins for ancient artifacts. We'd find old pottery and other interesting things when we were lucky. Once we found an old dagger buried in the mud. The handle had rotted away, but the blade was as clean and sharp as one new made. We gave it to my dad, and I hate to think what he used it for. I hope that priestess lady he guarded died by it. That would be a fitting use for such a blade, wouldn't it? Well, she obviously has a huge amount of contempt for the snake cult, and, well, we are going to see that they are destroyed as quickly as possible. Oh, who have we found here? I don't know. Who have we found? Oh, hello there. You appear to be a very useful companion. Do you want to join? Do you want to join? Maybe. Maybe he wants to join. So let's see. Very well. As you wish, I welcome the company. My name is Donovan, and I come from across your western sea, though we call it another name in my homeland. Ah, he is the second son of a Berkeley noble. I came to seek my fortune in Pendor, training men in the art of battle. Well, of course you do, because you have a huge amount of trainer skill. So, oh. 1 second. 1 second. I think we are probably going to... Let's see. We're going to be losing one of those, thank you. Oh, look who it is. Oh, we haven't spoken to this guy before. No, we haven't. Okay, so, yes, I could definitely use you. 3,000 dinars. Thank you very much. Oh, yes. Fantastic. Now, who are you? Ah, it appears as though you are a ransom broker. Have you heard anything? Ooh. Oh, I see. Okay, he said a Salian lord was leaving for a siege and told his seneschal, "Here is the key to my wife's chastity belt. If I do not return within a month, you may use this key to free her of it." The lord set out on the dusty road, armored from head to toe. He took one last look at his castle and saw his seneschal rushing after him, yelling, "Stop, stop, thank goodness I was able to catch you. This is the wrong key." Oh, thank you so much. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that amazing anecdote right there. Okay, well, without further ado, we will be ending this episode off here. We have found Donovan, thank you very much, and now we will be able to train up our units even faster, which is fantastic. So, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.